Hey everyone, welcome back to SudoTech. Today I'm going to be quickly showing you how to install Ubuntu on one of your computers. Ubuntu is probably my favorite Linux operating system simply because it's fairly common and has a lot of support behind it. Because of that, I also think it's a great option if you're just starting out with Linux. We're going to be installing it through a USB stick that we're going to create from an ISO image that we're going to download for the website. So go ahead over to the Ubuntu website, which I'll have linked in the description down below. Go to the download section, and then you're going to want to download the desktop version. If you're feeling like being awesome, go ahead and support the developers at Ubuntu, but if you're just trying it out, you can scroll to the very bottom where you can get a link to pass that and just get it for free. You should be greeted by a download screen that should automatically pop up the download, but there's a link right there if it doesn't come up for you. Next, you're going to need to download Rufus, which is what we're going to use to create the bootable media. Scroll down the page a little bit to the download link and go ahead and download it. Once both files are downloaded, go ahead and double-click to run Rufus, and then plug in your USB drive. If you've only got one USB drive in, it should correctly recognize it and load the regular defaults. In general, you're going to want it to be able to boot from BIOS and UEFI partitions. You probably want to format it as FAT32 because that offers the best compatibility. Other than that, you don't really have to change any settings. Click on the little disk icon towards the bottom and select the disk image that we just downloaded from Ubuntu. This should automatically select the ISO version and the little drop down next to it, but if it doesn't, go ahead and select the ISO option. Next, go ahead and click the start button, and it usually takes about 5 to 15 minutes depending on your computer. When that's completed, you can click the close button and eject the drive. Now we're going to plug it into our computer, which in my case is this Toshiba laptop, to get it installed. Press the whatever key your motherboard requires to get to the boot menu. In my case this is F12, which is fairly common, and select the USB drive. Ubuntu will start up and it'll ask you if you want to try it or install it. You can of course go and try it before you install it, but I'm just going to install it right off the bat. I generally check both of the boxes on the next screen to download updates and install third-party software, just to make sure that it's compatible with a lot of things and it's the most up-to-date as possible. Next, you're going to change the disk a little bit, so you can either erase the disk and install Ubuntu, which will completely format the drive, or Ubuntu has this handy option to install it alongside whatever operating system you currently have on your system. Just so you know, this can be a little bit finicky and it might not entirely work, so just be careful. I'm just going to erase the entire system and install Ubuntu because that's the easiest and I don't really care about what's on this computer right now. Next, you're going to select the time zone, keyboard layout, and then enter your user information and a password. When you're all complete with that, it'll start the installation process, which could take about 20 minutes. When that's finally complete, it'll ask you to reboot your computer, so go ahead and do that, and then unplug the USB drive before it starts to boot up again. Just like that, you should be greeted by your new Ubuntu installation. You can do anything that you'd want to do with a Linux operating system, and if you're looking for ideas of what that exactly is, make sure to check out my channel because I have a whole bunch of tutorials and guides on cool things that you can do with Linux. Either way, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.